Plymouth Colony Voyage of the Mayflower. Plymouth Colony was a British colony established in North America from 1620 to 1691, starting in New Plymouth, which was named by Captain John Smith after he conducted a preliminary survey. This colony was later founded by the Pilgrim Fathers and was the first significant permanent settlement in the New England region. With the help of Massasoit, Plymouth Colony achieved success and played a central role in the early bloody conflict with the Indians, known as the King Philip's War. It merged with the Massachusetts Bay Colony and is now known as Plymouth, Massachusetts. Plymouth Colony played a special role in American history, giving rise to the myth of Thanksgiving and the Plymouth Rock, which has become a tradition in North America. In addition, the legal system of the colony was based on the belief of citizens, and although it disappeared relatively quickly, it has remained an important symbol of America to this day. The Plymouth Colony was established by a group of separatist religious followers, consisting of 40% adult singles and 56% family members. They left England to escape religious persecution and migrated to Plymouth after first moving to the Netherlands. The leaders of this group included Pastor John Robinson, Reverend William Brewster, and William Bradford. In 1604, they were forced to move to the Netherlands due to King James I's declaration and the imprisonment of the Archbishop of York in 1607. They settled in Amsterdam and then later in Leiden. In the Netherlands, the separatist religious followers enjoyed religious freedom, but they did not feel fully integrated into the society as immigrants. Scrubby was an agricultural area, Leiden was an industrial center, and Plymouth was difficult to adapt to. Additionally, while the religious group had strong ties, their children began to become familiar with Dutch culture and language. Plymouth did not face persecution by the British monarchy, but in 1618, when Reverend William Brewster published a document criticizing the King and the Church of England, British authorities attempted to arrest Brewster in Leiden. This incident made the separatist religious followers realize that they needed to move further away from England. In June 1619, Pilgrim was granted the right to settle in the Hudson River by the London Virginia Company. He used the unemployed group of Puritan adventurers called the Merchant Adventurers to raise funds for immigration. Pilgrim purchased food with the funds raised by the merchant adventurers and prepared for a voyage with 2 ships, but departure was delayed for several months due to some problems. Eventually, Pilgrim departed with the Speedwell from the port of Delfshaven in the Netherlands in July 1620. The Mayflower stopped in Southampton to load food and passengers in England. Among the group of strangers was William Brewster, who became additional personnel to start the colony by responding to the merchant adventurers' recruitment. Some of the strangers were famous figures such as Miles Standish, Christopher Martin, and Stephen Hopkins. The Mayflower and Speedwell were delayed in departing from the U.S., and the Speedwell returned to Dartmouth due to leaks, causing further delay. Some people who gave up immigrating returned to Plymouth on the Speedwell, while the rest went on the Mayflower. Rumors spread that the captain of the Speedwell intentionally sabotaged the voyage to avoid crossing the Atlantic. Of the total 120 passengers, 90 went on the Mayflower. On September 6, 1620, the Mayflower ship set sail with 102 immigrants and a land grant to settle in the Hudson River estuary. Due to strong winds and the influence of the Gulf of Mexico, it took 2 months to navigate, and on November 9, land was discovered on Cape Cod. However, attempts to land actively failed due to shallow water and maritime obstacles, and in the situation of food shortages and approaching winter, they eventually gave up on their original plan and returned north. The first humans to appear in this area were not only the indigenous Indians, but also the exploration, fishing, and pioneering history of Europeans. In 1497, John Cabot discovered Newfoundland, and Britain claimed sovereignty over the eastern coast of North America. In 1605, Frenchman Samuel de Champlain explored the area, discovered Plymouth Harbor, and made a detailed map. However, between 1617 to 1619, a contagion spread by British fishermen caused the extinction of up to 90% of the area's indigenous people. The lack of opposition from indigenous Indians opposing the settlement of Pilgrim was a significant event for their success in the United States and Britain's colonial development. The Popham Colony was established by the Plymouth Company in 1607 but suffered internal problems and climate issues and was abandoned in 1608. Captain John Smith later explored near Plymouth, naming the area New England, and the location where the Pilgrims settled was originally called Accomac, but was renamed New Plymouth at Smith's suggestion. Additionally, the Mayflower settlers discovered traces of a white man's fortress and remains while exploring Cape Cod. Thanks for watching. Your support means the world to me.